Good company. Welcome to 2 Minute Transformation. Word has started to spread. There's talk of a conspiracy, and the chief priests have already launched the investigation, complete with a carefully concocted story for damage control. However, for Cleopas and his unnamed companion, they haven't gotten the whole story yet. Luke's gospel records the two men are traveling the road to a village called Emmaus, discussing the horrid events that had unfolded over the weekend, how their teacher Jesus had been crucified. As their heavy conversation continues, Luke tells us they're joined on the road by none other than a resurrected Jesus, asking them, "Hey fellas, why the long faces?" They answer, but the gospel says they were unable to recognize who their new companion was. Jesus begins to explain the scriptures concerning himself until they reach the village where he's invited to stay the night and join them for supper. Then Luke 24 verses 30 and 31 say, as they sat down to eat, he took the bread and blessed it. Then he broke it and gave it to them. Suddenly their eyes were open and they recognized him, and at that moment he disappeared. Like Mary that morning, the two men didn't recognize Jesus. Now, Scripture doesn't really explain why, but I think they were blinded by despair. Despair is the enemy of hope, a thief that robs us of joy by blinding us from the truth. It uses our momentary circumstances to cast a darkening shadow until we become convinced all is lost. But Jesus knows how to help these men recover their sight. He takes them to the sure truth of Scripture as they travel before he makes himself fully known to them in the breaking of bread. Watchman Nee once wrote, "Answer doubts with the texts of faith, respond to despair with words of hope, reply to fear with words of peace. Add to that the company of genuine Christian friends, despair will turn to joy and you'll be transformed."